Hello everyone, how are you doing? Welcome to my channel. So today we are going to be embarking on a very interesting project. We are going to be revamping this blouse and a bustier of mine. So I made them what them want and I wasn't really impressed with their outcome. So we are going to be introducing this new style thanks to Vicky James, this standing designs you see online. So we are going to be including them in this blouse and this bustier to see the final outcome. So this, just take this as the before look, and after the whole project we'll see the after look. Project, what you'll be needing is your hairstay and your boning. That's what you need. So this one is like 1/4 boning and this is 1/2 inch boning, but I think this is too thin, so if I use it means I have to double it. So I'll just drop this one aside and work with this one. So what you'll be needing is this 1/2 inch boning, so, and your hairstay. Those are what you will be needing. Then you also be needing your masking tape, because you will need to tape the edge of the boning when you're slipping it in through this thing. Then now your fabric, for your fabric, like what I have here is based on what I cut. The measurement I cut was it has to be based on whatever choice you want. The measurement I cut is 27 inches for length. That's from my front to, as in from my bust to my back. So but what I cut was 28 inches. That's to give me allowance for finishing of the edges. Then but the width I prefer to use for myself is 7 inches. Then but I made it 8 inches, 1/2 inch on both ends for sewing them together. Then you have to also cut it you have to cut it 2 pieces. Then your hairstay, if you check, I've already placed the hairstay. Try to not allow your hairstay get to the edges, so that when you are slipping your boning into it, it doesn't get stuck in the hairstay. So that is it. Then now for the edge, you know, if it's straight like this, when you want to finish it, you need to pleat it somehow, you understand, to put your trimmings or anything. But if you leave it straight like this, it's going to be very bulky. So in order to reduce the bulkiness, I angled one edge. You can angle both ends, but this one is going to be my back. This side that is straight is going to be my back. Meanwhile, this side that is angled is going to be the one that is going to come from my bust like this. So it needs to be angled. So when you're done the pleat, you just do one like this, you understand, and then put your trimmings or your applique on it. So that's the way you're going to. So what I'm going to do, since I have the two of them, I'm going to sew them out. Of course I'll sew them 1/2 inch, then I'll trim the excess so it doesn't create too much bulk inside the gutter. So what I'll do, so I will sew this edge, these long ones, and also sew this end, but this particular end I'm going to leave it. Then one thing you need to note again, in case you want your own to be very stiff and you feel the hairstay will not be enough, there are also other stays you can add. You can use this, like I have this paper stabilizer, you know, you can add this one, or you can equally add this one. This one is a very stiff net, although it's not harsh, but it's very stiff. It's what most people that do bridals they use. So you can either use this one, or there are lots of other stays. You can even use this one that I use for collars if you want it to be really strong. But for me, I prefer using just the hairstay, since I'm going to use the hairstay and put the boning at the ends to make it fit. So what I will do, I will sew it and trim the edge, and I will come back and show you guys. So I've sewn round here, and I've cut off the excesses. So what I will do now, I will just turn it over. When I turn it over, I will also iron it straight. Then I will mark, like, let's say 3/4 inches on both ends, which is going to, it's like I'm trying to create a gutter, you understand, where I can slip the boning through. That's it. This way, now I've sewn both ends. So what I will do, I will just use my chalk or my pencil, lightly mark, like as it's like this now. I'll just mark both ends. I'll mark either I wouldn't make it exactly half inch. I'll make it like maybe one line after half inch, or 3/4. 3/4 will be too big, you understand? So what I'll just do, but not exactly half inch, something in between 3/4 and half inch. That's what I'll mark on both sides. Then I will slip the boning through it. So just mark it very, I prefer to use my pencil, so I'll just mark it very lightly, so it's, then I will come back to you guys. So guys, this is what it's, so I'm done. You know, I created, after sewing it, I created the gutters. So I did this thing, I put I created the gutter, so I inserted the boning. Remember, at the boning, at the edge of the boning, you need to wrap it with a masking tape to allow it to easily go through. So I will just weave these edges when I'm done. Sometimes you can actually sew this. Let's say, for example, you put the let's say you put another cloth stabilizer to harden this thing some more. You could actually sew it in so it doesn't show out. So, but what I would do, like for me now, at this gutters are showing like this, because I'll just take, and the fabric is plain, so I'll just take this bead right now. I will just line it. Of course, I'm not going to go through those details in this video, but I will. This is actually the final thing. This is what it actually looks like. Then you just put it, this part now will be the part that will be on my bust. All I need to do is just fold the ones, you understand? So number one, you see the bulkiness is reduced, so this other part goes to my back, so it's already standing as it is. So I have a little bit of wrinkles on the body because I didn't make it stronger, just this thing. The hairstay wasn't sufficient enough to make it everything stiff. So maybe when you're doing yours, you can include, try to make it a bit stronger so you don't have this kind of bumps. But my own, so what I want to go and do right now, I will just weave this end, then I will just fold the ones like this. Then I will put the applique. It's not like I carved it out of the fabric, you understand, the green fabric, so I'll use this to put, so it just matches with, because this is going to be on my bust area. Then this line here, you know, if I wanted to do so much beading, maybe I would have just covered this whole place and covered this whole place with the beading. But what I will do, I will just bead just one line, then I will wear the blouse and show you what it looks like. So try and do yours. And remember, you can make yours stronger than mine. You know, I'm just upgrading my blouse, so you can make yours stronger. Then I would have loved to do a second one with the crinoline. I would have loved to do a second one with the crinoline for the other, for another blouse, but maybe in the next video I will upgrade another blouse and create a skirt for the blouse. But for now, this is what I'm going to do. So you put the beads on it, then I would wear the top and come back and show you guys what the final outcome looked like. So for the second blouse, we'll be doing the other, well, we'll be using crinoline. So but what I would do, I have, like here with me here, I have 1 inch crinoline and 2.5, 3 inch crinoline. So that is also what you'll be needing for that project, because for the first blouse I've used the boning. So for this second, all you just need your hairstay and your crinoline, then your fabric, of course, whatever fabric you want to use to cover the crinoline. But funny enough, with this, I find it interesting that with this, since I'm trying to revamp my dress, I'm even considering maybe just using the crinoline without covering, because you can actually, the outfit, the top is ash and black, you understand? So I'm actually considering just going with the crinoline. Seriously, I'm really considering going with just the crinoline, as in without having to cover it, since it's black crinoline that I have here. But anyway, for tutorial purposes, I will just show you how to do that. Then guess what we are going to do? I'm going to leave the final outcome, like for this thing.
for the other blouse, that's the green and the cream blouse, you get to see what the final outcome was. But for this one, I think I'm going to leave this one as a surprise for next tutorial, because you know that's just a bustier. The green one has a skirt, but this other one, the black one, is just a bustier. It doesn't have a skirt or anything. So maybe I will leave the final outcome of the green one as a surprise till next tutorial, when we would be complete. Maybe we'll present the black one as a complete outfit. So now for this second for this crinoline method, what you just need to do, you get your, of course you get your measurements. If for example you want to use the you want to use the 2-inch crinoline, because you can either choose to use the one, this is the 1-inch crinoline and this is the 3-inch crinoline, so you can decide to use this or this. But for this project, I think I'll be using the 3-inch crinoline, so it will be easier for people to grasp. Maybe because it's bold, you understand. So what you just do, you just get your fabric, cut it like this. This is 3-inch. Remember to cut your fabric to the same measurement as the crinoline. Then you finish the edge of the crinoline, because it's kind of sharp or it's rough, so it doesn't pick on your fabric or your hairstay. I've attached hairstay to the fabric, then I've also finished the edge, and I trimmed off the excess. You know, I'm very conscious of bulk, so I trimmed it off. Then what I need to do now is to just turn it and then insert the crinoline into it. I didn't bother, like these edges, I didn't turn them, but I did for the other one. I'll just weave the edge. Then of course at the end of the day, you're going to either insert it into your outfit or you're going to cover it up with trimming. So I usually don't bother, because I wouldn't want it to show. But even if you sew it and then you trim the excess, there might still be that issue of bulkiness. So I don't want to do that. So what I'll just do, I'll just turn this and insert the crinoline into it. Well, first of all, you need to finish the edge of your crinoline like this. You just use a fabric. I used a light fabric. It could be any color, it could be any fabric, to wrap the edge of my crinoline so it doesn't get stuck on the hairstay. So I'll just turn this. So this is done, so I'll just go and iron it first. I'll iron it, then come back and set it. Try to, whatever you want, let's say for example, if you feel like what I'm using right now is linen, you understand, like, you know, linen can actually get really rumpled. So you need to be very conscious of the fact that you can't really apply heat to crinoline, because if you just like this one, I might decide, okay, let me insert the crinoline into it before I go to iron it. Crinoline tends to shrink a bit whenever heat is applied to it. So that's why you just have to ensure that your casing, you understand, is straightened before you attempt to put, because once you put the crinoline inside, it's not advisable. It will your crinoline will shrink. I ironed this out. So what you have here is, so it's straight. So if you check, the seam line is in the middle. That I'll just say is behind. So what I'll do now, I'll just insert the crinoline into it, and so this is the finished work. We have the crinoline inside. So this is what I will do this for the bustier blouse. So, but I'm going to leave that as a surprise. You will see the finished work of the green, of the cream and green blouse. But for this one, I'm going to leave that one as a surprise for our next tutorial, because I'm going to be turning it into a complete outfit instead of just as per, you know, top and bottom, instead of just the bustier. So this is what you have. So do yours and let's know how that went. And Include it here, at least I think it gives a dramatic, it adds a little drama to your outfits. I've noticed whenever you put these things, it just turns a plain outfit into something dramatic, so to speak. So try it and let's see how that. So there you have your after look. So how would you rate me on this project? Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more interesting projects. Thank you very much.